I should have anticipated that thinking back to difficult moments would loosen some scar tissue. I found myself emotional at times remembering difficult things, like the disappearance of my father. I had buried those feelings deep in my soul and had to grapple with them to tell this story faithfully. Other challenging moments are recorded here, and I leave it to the reader to trace these inflection points in my life's journey. An important goal of this memoir was to give readers a sense of time and place with respect to my upbringing. My personal story would be bland without understanding the social, educational, political, cultural, and religious milieus in which I was formed. Put differently, this is not simply the straightforward story of a grateful life, but one of a resilient community on the Cape Flats. In this context, I tried not to be overly judgmental of the conservative, evangelical church community, which gave me my founding values. I happily point out the positive influences from my church life, but also the harm caused by things like missionary racism and religious exclusivism. Readers will no doubt see that I left this church, but that in many ways it never left me. There is little value in using a memoir to go after your enemies. I've read too many such books. For the most part, I speak positively of the people who made me possible with the necessary gratitude. There are two exceptions, though, and they are violent teachers and racist lecturers. To ignore their influence in shaping me would leave gaping holes in the memoir. I'm grateful to them too, if only for teaching me how not to be in the journey of life. I spent much time thinking about how to incorporate the influences of my immediate family on my life and learning. It is an issue because throughout my career we have had a tacit agreement that I would not drag the family into the fray when it came to the everyday challenges of a campus leader who was also something of a public nuisance for taking contrarian positions on education and politics. But a memoir is different, and I wish it to be known that nothing I have achieved would have been possible without the bonds of family, by which I mean Grace, my wife, and Mikhail and Sarah Jane, our children. I dealt with our intertwined stories in two ways: through inclusion in the general text where appropriate, and as discrete sections in different chapters. The best memoirs I read somewhere tell a story about a life that is bigger than oneself. I like that very much, and try to draw from the minutiae of my life the kinds of lessons that I hope fill in that bigger story which, as the title indicates, is about breaking bread. Enjoy.